Now that we've been over the market, the property, and the numbers, let's take a look at the process as a whole and which order to do them in. Now, first and foremost, find your rockstar team that will help make your goals a reality. These two individuals are your loan originator and your realtor. Now, this is a super essential piece, and unfortunately, it's a piece that most people just kind of breeze past without consideration of how it will affect them during this process. Many people just shop for the lowest rate on an online website and then go find a real estate agent on the listing website. Having the right loan originator and realtor in place can make or break a deal and also really help avoid loads of stress. So I'm going to start with the loan originator first because this is where you should also start first. Many go out and they find a realtor first and then they want to go start looking at properties. Or if you're looking at a state, then you're having that realtor start looking for properties for you in that state. This can be a completely inefficient use of both your time and the realtor's. So get your funding in place, know what you can actually qualify for, and then go look at properties. At the very least, get a pre-approval letter from your lender first. Your realtor will thank you for it. So let's talk about the loan originator. Notice I didn't just say lender. Your loan originator is the person who will be your frontline partner as you get ready to buy that property. Now, there are lots of big lenders out there with call centers filled with originators who whip through loans left and right. Now, what you really want is a licensed mortgage loan originator who is familiar with what it takes to get an investment property loan done. And not just done, but done efficiently and done right. So if you find the right loan originator, I can tell you, you may be able to partner with this individual for life. It's hard to find that with somebody in a call center taking loan applications. Nothing against big call center loan originators, but as many of them will tell you, it's a game of quantity for them. They're generally expected to get through at least 30 to 50 loans per month to hit their quotas. They are not there to nurture you through the loan process, until your loan gets funded. That's just not their role in their particular environment. A loan originator who focuses on his clients and go through maybe about 6 to 12 loans a month is probably who you want to be working with. Someone who has the capacity to make sure that you're being taken care of and that they are always your point of contact through the process. If you're trying to get your loan through giant discount loan warehouse, you will be lucky if you ever get the same person on the phone twice. Am I biased? Absolutely. Now, when it comes to realtors, the most important thing is to find one who's familiar with the type of investment properties you're looking for. Many realtors focus primarily on getting families into single-family homes, and there's nothing wrong with that. Lots of people and families need a primary residence. But when it comes to this transaction that you're doing, find yourself one who focuses on investment property buyers and sellers. Now, you may have to ask a couple questions that are going to make them feel a little uncomfortable, okay? But you need to realize they are there for the benefit of you. Now, these are a few questions I'd ask your potential agent. Have you ever helped somebody buy an investment property before? That's the easy one, okay? Here comes the more uncomfortable ones. Do you own your own home? Have you ever purchased an investment property for yourself? Now, these may seem like deeply personal questions, but I believe they're questions that are worth asking, and it's gonna make sure that you're working with the right person. Now, why would I have you ask these questions? It's simple, because these are the questions that I didn't think to ask when I was buying my first rental purchase. I went to a real estate website and I looked at some properties online. I clicked on a couple buttons and then I got contacted by a real estate agent named Brandon. Super nice guy. I told him what I was looking for in an investment property, and Brandon was super upfront with me. He told me he had never really helped anybody with an investment property before, but he would do his best. And he did. I don't want to discount Brandon's work at all. But because of Brandon's lack of experience with investment properties, I had to do most of the searching myself. He didn't know of any investment properties on the market, nor did his agency represent any sellers of multi-unit properties. He also didn't really know a lot of things that, well, by this point, you've now learned in the last few sections of this course. So I had to learn them the hard way, which is also why I'm excited to pass this knowledge on to you. So, long story short, with my endless nights of researching properties and luckily my wife's ability to be able to calculate numbers and verify positive cash flow, and of course Brandon doing his best by sending us pictures and videos of a few properties that we asked him to check out, we were able to get an offer in and get it accepted. Now, you can bet as much as we appreciated Brandon's work, the second property, which is in the same city, we went and found Sophia, who is a rock star realtor, and she only focuses primarily on investment properties. But not only that, she owns some herself. Now, you know how I came up with these questions to ask? She was not only able to find multitudes of multi-units which fit our needs, but also knew exactly what to look for and what numbers meant the most to us when buying. Having the right people on your team can make all the difference. And if you find the right loan originator and realtor, you will probably go back to them for more deals down the road. I certainly have. And I know I've also sent several of my friends her way as well to get their own investment properties. She may never watch this, but thank you, Sophia. And thank you too, Brandon, because, he's probably doing more investor deals now that he knows. So, once you've got your team in place, you want to start supplying your loan originator with the financial documents they'll need to get things rolling on your loan. Loan requirements can vary depending on the type of loan. So I'm going to quickly go over the types of documents you should try to have prepared to send over ahead of time or as you go through this process. So, of course, pay stubs, proof of employment like W-2s, tax documents such as a 1040, bank statements, residential history for the past 2 years, retirement or investment account statements, especially if you're going to be using them, and very important, information on the source of any funds you'll be using to fund your loan. If your entire down payment is coming from your savings account, then get that bank statement. If someone is also coming from another account, have that statement as well. Wherever funds are coming from, have that statement ready. And one big tip, don't start moving money around. There is no need for it. And most likely, you'll have to explain each movement of that money to the underwriter eventually. Other special documents, if you're self-employed, business owner, be prepared with your business bank account statements, your business taxes, and most likely a CPA letter and P&L statement. If you're a veteran, have your DD-214 available, your award letter, and your eligibility letter. And lastly, if you're divorced or have ever been divorced, whether it was last month or 60 years ago, you will always, I repeat, always need to provide the divorce decree. Always. Now, been divorced 3 times? You need all 3. They're in a box in the attic? Go start digging in boxes. You burned it at the divorce party? Time to order a new one. I know it's not something anyone ever wants to talk or even think about, but it will be something that is required. Now, after your loan is funded, go stick it back in the dusty box in the attic. All right, so those are some of the docs you're going to need. Your loan originator will help guide you through the other necessary docs that may come up as well. So, on to comparing properties. Your realtor will hopefully have some properties to present to you. Do some research and find some properties to present them as well. It's a good practice. Now, compare the benefits and the challenges of each one based on what we've discussed in earlier sections. But don't dwell on the details too long. Make sure it makes financial sense, make sure it has positive cash flow, and then take action. Get that offer in and start negotiating. Now's when it really starts to get exciting. You have an offer that's been accepted. Get an appraisal, get a full inspection done. Do not waive your right to this step unless you plan to demolish the whole property and rebuild, okay? And that is not what I'm trying to teach you here, though. There's other courses for slash and rebuild. And what I'm trying to help you with is looking for immediate cash flow, immediate building of equity. Get that inspection done. You need to know from a professional what is going on with a property. It will help you get an understanding of what repair or renovation costs may come in the near or the distant future. You need to know this. It is also a very important negotiating tool.